Hey y'all, Bridget Bartlett here with My Vision Agency, and today I want to show you how to create a smart form on your website so that you can pre-qualify your website visitors for your business, but you can also take the answers that they're giving here and you can use AI on the back end to actually generate the response. Now, what's cool about this is you can actually ask them for their contact details and you can send that into your HighLevel account. So if you do not have a HighLevel account, you can go to myvisionagency.com and you can sign up there. I want to go through the questions of the form, and then I want to show you the back end of it, how to create it, and then also how to send that data to HighLevel. So the first thing I want to do is answer this question. So I'm just going to say I want to create recurring income for my coaching business where I help plumbers with their marketing. So I'm going to click next. Are you a current GHL customer? I'm going to go ahead and say no and next. And what is your email? We'll just say john@gmail.com. Now, notice I did put this contact info on the back end because we don't want to immediately start out with what is your email. It does create a lower conversion. So we like to put the email question at the end. And what is your first name? Now, technically, I should have put the first name before the email. That's a personal preference. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and submit. Now, AI is actually generating the response on the back end. And you can see now, hi, John. Thank you for sharing your goals with me, specifically your vision to create reoccurring income by helping plumbers with their marketing. Since you're not currently a Go HighLevel customer, let me show you how both Go HighLevel and the My Vision Agency program can help you make this a reality. Here's why Go HighLevel is the platform that can transform your coaching business. So you can see here it's pulling in all of the specific details about Go HighLevel, but also about my program and all of the benefits that they receive for being a member of the program. Now, there's also this chat with your results. Of course, I want to edit the prompt because it just says your name here. But when the result has been generated, let's say that they have an additional question. They can actually click here and start responding with the bot as if it was a real person. So let's say here, what are the differences between the HighLevel plans? And now you can see it's actually pulling in that data to show the differences of each plan. And it's breaking it down, the starter plan, the agency plan, and the agency pro plan. So you guys, I hope you can see how awesome this is and how this can dramatically decrease your time, but also increase your conversions by promoting this on your website. Now, on the back end of this, let me show you what this looks like. And again, I said I wanted to move that first name before the email. All you have to do is drag that here. Now, the past couple days, we've gone through a training and I've showed you how to actually create this form. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you how to take this information and move it into your HighLevel account. But let's go through this a little bit so that you understand. So the first question is here, what are your goals? The next question is, are you a current HighLevel customer? And you can see that I have multiple choice. So you just want to make sure if you have a different question type that you want to change this over here. You can see what are your goals. Since this is just an open-ended question, I have open-ended here. What is your name? Of course, that's open-ended, and just make sure that it is required. And you'll also see, if you missed any of the previous training, that each of these answers, we're actually giving a tag here so that we can use that in the prompt. And then, of course, what is your email address? Now, I want to take you on the back end of the prompt so you can see how all of this actually works. Okay, so when we open up the prompt here, you'll see you are a Go HighLevel coach with a coaching program for Go HighLevel users called My Vision Agency. Your role is to help them decide if My Vision Agency is the right program for them to reach their goals. Their first name is, and then we add that tag there. Their email address is, and then again, we add that tag there. Are they a current HighLevel customer? And then we add the tag there. Each of these tags corresponds with the answer that they've given on the form. So when John fills out the form and the AI is reading it, the AI knows that whatever was entered in this field is the first name. The next step here is to help them determine if HighLevel or our program is good for them based on their specific goals. So you can see in the prompt, if they're not a HighLevel customer, and that's how they answered here, Explain to them the benefits of signing up for Go High Level to help them reach their goals. And then we put their goals here. So whatever they put in the goals field, that's what it's going to pull in here. And explain that they'll receive a free starter plan in My Vision Agency reseller program as a free bonus. And then you can even scrape the link to get more information. So I tell it, scrape the site to learn more, and then I add my HighLevel affiliate link there. If they are a Go High Level customer, explain how they can reach their goals. And again, we're using the goals tag in our My Vision Agency reseller program and what they will receive if they join. And then we're saying again, scrape this site for more info on the benefits and plans. So you'll see here I'm sharing the exact plans page that explains the details and differences of all of our plans. Now you can also choose the AI model here. And if you do have that option in your prompt to scrape the website pages, you want to make sure to toggle that on here. Now I'm going to go ahead and save that prompt. Now you can see if we go into the settings here that if we want to send this data somewhere, it doesn't necessarily have to be high level. It's just the platform that I'm going to show you how to use today. We want to make sure to turn the webhook results on. And I want to show you now how to actually get that webhook in your high-level automations. Now let's go ahead and create a workflow. I'm just going to start from scratch. And the first step here is going to be webhook. Now we do want the inbound webhook, and it's going to give us that webhook here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, go back to our form. We're going to paste that there. Now I want to go ahead and publish to live. Now what we need to do is actually test this webhook. And the way to test it is by actually going to the quiz and filling out the form. So let's go back here now. Let's start over. And let's go ahead and submit the form. Okay, so I'm just going to use the same prompt again. I want to create recurring sales for my coaching business where I help plumbers with their marketing. Next. Are you a current Go High Level customer? I'm going to say no. Next. What is your name? We'll say Jane. Next. And then what is your email? Let's go ahead and do jane@gmail.com. Submit. Okay, so now it has generated the answers and the entire response here. So let's go back into our workflow and let's do fetch sample request. Check for new requests. And you'll see now we have our sample data that we just submitted. So I'm going to go ahead and select that and we're going to save the trigger. Now you'll see that it's added a step here. So this is a mandatory step when you're using an incoming webhook. You have to create a contact. So I'm going to click here to add a field. And now we need to map out those answers that we've been given so that the system knows where to put that information. So the first step here is I want to grab the first name because remember we asked what the first name was. So I'm going to click here and instead of going to the contact information, we actually need to use this inbound webhook trigger information because mapping this out is what's actually going to put it in the contact field. So I'm going to click here for inbound webhook and I want to go down to where it says form data and I want to choose that question that we asked, which is what is your first name? Now the answer to this question is what's going to be mapped out in the first name field. So let's go choose another field here. And the other field was email address. So we're going to click here, go to inbound webhook trigger. We're going to go to form data, and then we're going to choose what is your email. The next step here, we're going to go to a custom field that we've created, which is, are you a Go High Level customer? Now we need to map that out here using the form data. Are you a current GHL customer? Now the next step is a little bit different because now we want to map out the response that we were given by the AI on the response page. So I'm going to click here now and let's go to the field that we want to put that in. So I'm going to choose MVA form response and then I'm going to go to the webhook here and then I want to go where it says AI response and then you'll see it was called step 1. So I'm going to just go ahead and add that there. Now we've mapped out all of the data. Now let's go ahead and test this again after we save and publish and give this a name. We'll just call it MVA form. And let's go back to our form and let's do this again. So this time, let's just say I want to build a SaaS reseller empire for my coaching business and I help local HVAC companies with their branding. I'm going to go ahead and click next. Are you a current GHL customer? No. Next. What is your first name? Let's say Jim. Next. What is the email? We'll say it jim@gmail. Submit. Now AI is generating the response. And you'll see here, now we have this entire response for Jim. Let's go back to our workflow here. And you'll see if you go to the enrollment history that Jim has moved through our workflow here. Let's actually go to Jim's profile. And you can see we have Jim's name here, Jim's email address. And if we move down to our form responses, which is where we put that custom field we created, you'll see the entire response that was generated from our form listed here. Now you'll also see if I go to the field that I created to have them answer yes or no, that the answer no was added to that field as well. This is a perfect lead magnet. It's also a perfect form for your website, like I said, to eliminate a lot of the back and forth and the questions that your potential customers may have about your business. Now, if you want to create your own FormWise account, you can go to myvisionagency.com/FormWise. You can create a free trial here, and you can actually check out the playlist of all the training that I've done on FormWise listed here. And if you would like to check out our reseller program, you can go to myvisionagency.com and you can sign up directly if you're a current HighLevel customer, or you can create a free HighLevel trial and get a free membership in our reseller program. If you're not really quite sure what you're interested in, you want to join our free community, and you can do that here. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I look forward to working with you in open office hours. Go make your vision a reality.